what tribe do you identify yourself with?
Apache.
Apache?
Yeah.
Okay, now the point is, okay, so who was Apache? Your mother, your father?
I would say my mom.
Your mother was Apache then?
My mother's side, yeah.
Okay, you have your birth certificate?
Yes.
And do you have any documentation on your parents?
Not really.
But they could be okay. Are they passed away? They're deceased?
No. One of them is my mom's still alive.
Oh, so now, okay. So your dad's passed away. So what we need to prove is how he is. When he applies, they're going to ask for documentation. And when he puts the documentation, it shows your name, your birth certificate, with your parents' names, and and then they could track your parents down, then he could enroll in the Apache tribe, which I really thought he was from the beginning. He said Tigua.
Well, see, actually, we got quite a few, because, from my dad's side, he also has, I believe it's, what do you call it? What is? Tarahumaras.
The what?
Tarahumaras. Those are from Mexico. Tarahumaras.
Okay. Now, what about the Tigua? How does that come into play? Because he said his relatives are registered. Your brother's children are registered with the Tigua tribe.
I don't know, because I always told them that, as far as I'm concerned, I'm more Apache than anything else.
Okay. So now, your parents, did they tell you were Apache? Did they were Apache?
Yes, my mom.
She told you that.
Yes.
And she's still alive.
Yes, sir.
So, do you think that Rika would be able to talk to her, or could you talk to her to ask her who her parents were and how they're down to the Apaches? Because if we can get that, we can get Rico registered with the Apaches. Which
that's going to take me a couple of days in order for me to talk to her.
Yeah. No, we're not expecting this to be overnight. This has been a lifetime for him. So what we're doing is we're narrowing it down, since he's blessed and his mother and father are still alive, and you can give us the history, because the history is important. That he is Apache is more important to him than being even alive. And I can appreciate it, because I'm on the same road. I'm trying to find my roots in Mexico for my great-grandmother, who was from Santa Ana Pacueco, Guanajuato. And my great-grandfather was San Luis Potosí, but it turns out that they were all white people.
Mm-hmm.
So I ain't forget them. I'm looking for the native.
Okay.
So
there's a lot of white people down in Guadalajara too. They got blue eyes or green eyes and brown hair.
Right.
And they're Mexicans.
Well, that's why. Well, and
now they're not really Mexicans. Those are the descendants from the Indians, the natives.
Yeah, well, you got Mexicans that are all white, and you got Mexicans that are indigenous. And the point of the matter is that Mexico, the country, is named after the Aztecs, or the Mexicas. And that was just one tribe. What about the Olmecs and the Tomecs and all of them? And the Yaqui and all of them? They weren't Mexicans. They may be Mexican citizens now, but they weren't from the Mexican tribe. The Mexican tribe had its own tribe. It was the Mexica, the Aztecs. True or not?
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So really, any indigenous from there, they may not be Mexican, they may be Toltecs. but they're in a country that is called Mexico. Correct?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm saying. And the same thing goes for the white people, the Europeans that came to Mexico, took over, and then now they're going to pretend that they're the Mexicans. All right? Now they're the Mexicans, and they oppress all the native indigenous tribes. True?
Yep.
So what we're going to do is, we're going to work, if you can help them, get your, at least with a copy of your birth certificate, and then if you could talk, or you could talk to your parents, we can find out, we can get them registered. And then maybe you want to register too. Because that's your, listen, you got a lot of fucking land. There's nothing given to no Indian. Everything that's given to an Indian by the government is something that they stole from them, and it's just a little piece, a little taste of what they stole from you guys. Okay?
If you think about it, I mean, the real natives are the ones that they're fucked. I mean, they don't got no land, and where they live is not enough. I mean, compared to the whole fucking country, nation or country belong to them.
Right.
Look what happened here in the United States. It's the same thing as what happened in Mexico. The fucking Spanish got to them, and the French got over there, so, I mean, but the real natives, I mean, you gotta go up to the mountains to find those.
Right. So that's
and they're still around.
And Papa, you grew up in the mountains, no?
Yeah. That was my backyard.
He was in the mountains when he was 4 or 5 years old.
Where were you raised at?
I was raised in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. It's right across the border. It's right across the border from El Paso, Texas.
Were you born there too?
Was that?
Where were you born?
El Paso, Texas.
Okay.
Now, Dad, 2 questions before I forget. I know that my abuela told Gugu that she was in a tribe when she was younger. Maybe you know that, maybe you don't. But she also told Gugu that her grandfather did not speak Spanish or English. He spoke his native tongue.
Yeah, well, when I talked to her, I haven't talked to my mom for a couple of days. I'll be asking her those questions and see what we could come up with.
Yeah, find out. 'Cause you know what? You're blessed because your mom's still alive, and the history that she got is the key that we need. We need that key from her, man. I'm telling you, I've been doing this for...
Real quick, I have a question. We're supposed to be related to Geronimo somehow or no?
Yes.
Okay.
And how, Pa?
So, like I said to my mom, that's like our great grandfather. Yes, Geronimo is in her blood.
Okay, because I can believe that easily because Geronimo had like 14 different wives. And not to mention all the rest of them on the side.
I think he had more than that.
Yeah, he probably did. So did you claim that? This is not no shock to me, because I could believe it because I've known the relatives of Crazy Horse and Chief Sitting Bull are in North Dakota and South Dakota, still alive right now.
Yeah.